loading up to go mow. I just realized I forgot to plug in the dump trailer, so we'll have to do that project later in the day. But ready, and they need the windshield to defrost some because everything's frozen. It's freezing out here. This is our first property. It's like 2 acres, and you can see it is freezing out here. It's like 35 degrees, so it's super cold. We're trying to knock it out. It may take a little while just because it's been about a month since this one's been mowed, but the grass just isn't really growing. So we're getting it cleaned up though. This is our first property. I think we've got 6 properties. Then we also have installing the walkway. So Rick is back there mowing still. We're finishing this up, but it's a larger property, so it takes us a little while. It's mostly mowing, so that takes a long time because it's like 2 acres, and you can kind of see we have to weed around the house and stuff, but there's not really much weeding around the house just because the grass doesn't grow too much back there. So I push mowed in the back here, and then likewise in the front, so he just had the sides, but I got that mowed up. We've got 5 properties left. I'm letting the dump trailer charge. I forgot to plug it in last night, so it's charging so that we can dump out those trees, then we'll be able to dump out the pea gravel. Then we're supposed to be helping with a project for someone from the church on Saturday. We're gonna clean out some landscape beds and stuff for a widow in the church. So getting it knocked out, getting it done. Joey's out there blowing off. This place is hard because it's right on the highway, so it makes it difficult to kind of mow safely. So we just have to park in the driveway, which we don't normally do. We normally just park on the side of the road and put out cones, but it works out. So this is our second property for the morning. Joey's over there blowing off, but we just finished it up. I think we've been here 12 minutes. It's about acre and a quarter, so I'm out. The downside of having towns with train tracks, there's trains. Just finished it, the third property back there. So just finished blowing off and everything, about to head to the next job. We've got 4 in this neighborhood. I think we've already done 4 or 5 this morning. Remember to charge up the dump trailer tonight, or last night. We're dumping this load here, but hopefully it'll slide out pretty easy and we won't have to gun the truck too bad to get it to come out. But the dump trailers are really useful. For this one, we got a rent to own with someone who had it before us, and so it makes it where it kind of pays for itself real easily each month, and we charge a good bit of just for rental and things. Our trailer's got ramps underneath there where if we need to load in heavy equipment, so we had a ladder on the top of there that we took out. But on to lunch. So Joey's chip wrapper blew away, and his conscience was debating whether or not he should go get it, so off he goes. You could tell he waited a while before he went off, so it's blowing like all the way across the parking lot. Oh, look at that rocky stance. What a runner. We're at Plantation Landscape Supply getting some materials. So they're loading those up now, and then we'll be able to get started on our walkway job. So we just got our rock. So now we're running over and grabbing our pavers. We'll load them up for the walkway. So we've got all of our rock loaded up in here, and we grabbed gray pavers. So the customer wanted bricks, but she wanted it to be gray, so we just grabbed the pavers. And so they'll match the shutters at the house, and then they'll also match these rocks. So these are number 4 rocks. So I have no idea what Rick is doing over there, but they're number 4 rocks. So we're gonna go grab some landscape lights for them, and then we'll be all set to head over. You're good. So this is our first project here. We're going to be installing a walkway 3 foot out from this straw along here, and they just wanted this grass weeded it out, and then we're going to put down weed barrier over where it was in between this tree, comes out to this corner, and then cuts in there. So that's the first project, or the last project that I put, I suppose. But so that's what we're about to do right now. So we did this down through here, and then we just laid weed barrier. I'm starting to lay the blocks down here, and then we'll be able to dump the rock on it once I get the rock laid on both sides, or the pavers. So we've got that all dug out. Rick's about to lay weed barrier in that area. We've been here for like 15 minutes. So I'm putting in the rocks here. I got all the way down there where Rick's at, but we need more pavers because we ran out in the dump trailer. So we're starting to put in the rocks, but we need to go pick up some more from Plantation. So it's like 10 minutes down the road. I think we've been here for maybe 20-30 minutes now. I'd have to check the timer to be sure, but going pretty smooth so far. Hit a couple stumps, but we were able to get them out with the little hatchet if they're real small ones, so pretty easy thus far. We've been here for 50 minutes. We've got these lights here. We just stuck in the lights as far as we could go. So we've got to go buy more pavers for along here. We've got to cut off this fabric. So we need 50 more pavers. We bought 80 initially. And so we've got our lights installed, and we've got to figure out how we're gonna rinse this off too, or if we even have the ability to rinse it off. Because normally whenever you're doing hardscaping, if you rinse it off, it'll look a lot better and more presentable to the customer. But on the end down here, we're gonna cut off these little corners of fabric there, because what we did is we let it overspill, because we were gonna put on blocks here, but the customer, this is gonna be an Airbnb, and they wanted people to be able to roll their luggage up, and so we were worried if we put and framed it in on the end down there that it would prevent them from being able to roll luggage on it. So it's looking good so far. We getting it installed. We didn't concrete in the pavers or anything. The customer didn't want us to. So this is how far we are. We got 50 minutes on the job. We had an hour and a half budgeted, so we're gonna run to Plantation real quick. So we're finishing up the walkway, and to rinse it off, we're using some hose water that we're just putting in a bucket because he didn't have any hoses, and I didn't think about there not being any here. So this is the finished product of the walkway. We had to put in some more lights along here, and then a little bit more rock right along that side there, and then we'll be all through. So kind of finishing this up. So as you can tell, we got a mess in the back of the truck, but we're finishing up this project here. We just got to load this little pile in there, and then we're completely done. So this is how the walkway turned out. And we've got these lights that'll come on at nighttime. It's all the way down here. So this whole project was about $630, I believe. So that's the walkway. We just finished it up. I think it took us an hour, 2 hours, and an hour and 50 minutes, I want to say, is what it took us. We had an hour and 30 budgeted, so it took us a little over, but that's because we had to run back and get some more materials. I didn't want to have too much leftover material, but we still ended up with a good bit of rock left over. About half a scoop. These were blocks that we pulled out from there. So we only came out with 5 extra pavers, so it wasn't terrible, but we got a little bit of a dump trailer full of junk to haul off, so that can be done tomorrow, and then we gotta load it back up with mulch once we get that done. But this is the project. We finished it up, so that's the last job of the day.